Hi friends, today we are painting a flamboyant tree. Now these are these beautiful trees that you get all over Brisbane in summertime, and they have these beautiful red leaves. So you can get the outline for this one and a step-by-step instruction in my book, which I will link below. It's available on Amazon worldwide. We start with the sky. I just painted it with water and now I'm dropping in some ultramarine blue, keeping spaces white for my clouds to be. Just letting that blue blend and bleed a little bit into my sky, and then just softer at the bottom, darker at the top, and then use your microfiber cloth to frame your clouds a bit better, just giving them a soft edge and just drying some of those areas that you've just painted. So just lightly tapping, not everywhere, mostly where you have your white areas, and this will help just to soften the edges of your cloud. Okay, now I'm using my trusty old brush that I've cut up, and I am using the French Vermilion, and I'm just going for the top part of my tree where all those beautiful red flowers are. Leave some white space in between. As you can see, I've got some white areas showing up as well. Now going in with a little bit of forest green, just at the bottom of the red. And just here and there in between the red as well. Some darker areas, so you can use some Payne's Grey to create some darker areas and shadows. And then I just add a bit of red again, just another layer, just every here and there, some darker areas of red, a bit more concentrated. Now for the tree, you're going to use the burnt sienna, warm sepia, and some Payne's Grey. So think of your tree where the tree trunks sort of come together. You're going to have some shadows into your tree. Where the light hits your tree, you'll have some lighter areas in your tree and then some darker shadow areas. So I'll use that Payne's Grey and the warm sepia for my shadow colors, and then I'll use some of the burnt sienna to show my highlights. And then some of those tree branches in the back I like to do with a light wash of Payne's Grey, as that gives the idea that they are in the background. For my branches, I'm just using the rigger brush again. And turn your paper if you have to, like you see I'm doing here. It's just sometimes easier to control your hand if you can turn it. Just a couple of those branches, not too many of them, and then a few coming out on the side and a few maybe a bit lower down as well. So if you haven't seen this tree before, go and Google some of these. Go Google it. You find them in Namibia as well. If you find them in your area, let me know, or in your country, let me know below. Um, I'd be quite interested to see all the places you find them. So they are everywhere here in Brisbane over summertime. But yes, go and Google what they look like, and you'll see the beautiful canopy it forms and the shading that it gives. It's absolutely stunning to have that in your garden. Now I'm adding a swing here on the side. I didn't use a ruler. As you can see, mine is a little bit skew. It looks like it's blowing in the wind, which is fine. You are welcome to use a ruler to make yours hang straight down. Now back to the trusty old brush that I've cut up, and I am doing some grasses. Phthalo green here first, and then I'm adding some forest green as I get closer to the foreground, and then I'll also use some Payne's grey right at the bottom of this little island or this little area where the tree is standing next to the water. Could be a bay or a lake. Now just make sure to let that dry completely before moving on to your water. For my water, I'm still using ultramarine blue, same as what I did for the sky, and just be mindful to keep some white spaces in your water, giving the idea of some highlights and some shimmers from the sun. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and please share it with me. If you've painted it, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Watercolor Wellness. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching. As you can see here, just adding in a little bit of Payne's Grey underneath the tree area and then leaving those white spaces. Happy painting!